Hi everybody, it's Lindsay Ray here, coming to you in the month of February. This month, I'm going to be talking about romantic relationships, specifically about singleness, my romantic history, and then online dating. So for this week's video, I'm going to start with a video about the worst parts of singleness. Next week, which is Valentine's Day, I will be giving you the best parts of singleness because we gotta have the positive. Following that, we will talk about my dating history, and after that, I will review online dating. So just a short background for everyone who is watching. I have been single for 25 years, and what I am defining as single is someone who has never been in a romantic relationship. I have been on dates, that does not count. I'm talking about someone who is not actively pursuing another person, who is not committed to another person. So when I'm speaking about singleness, I'm talking about someone who is not dating. Now, these tips can apply to those people who are dating because some of them have to do with things that are hard before getting married, but I just wanted to make that clear to you.
Okay.
Even if the Lord someday blesses me with a boyfriend or a spouse, I will forever hate these 5 things. With that in mind, we're going to get into the video now. So coming in at number 5, we have unhelpful advice that we get about being single. Now, this unhelpful advice usually comes from individuals who are in a relationship or married. And these people mean no harm. It sounds like, oh, when I was content, God brought my future husband, or you will find love when you least expect it, or I had to get my life in order to find someone. I used to believe in several of these lies, that I had to have my life in order to find someone, and if I just was a better person, then God would bring my future spouse. And that is not the truth. The reason being that I know several people, some who aren't even believers, who met their significant other when they were in a very rough stage of life. That leads me to the next item on our list. Coming in at number 4, doing everything alone. Now, I think it is a really good thing if you are in your teens, 20s, or 30s to be able to do stuff alone. But sometimes being single, you might get something where you're expected to have a partner, such as a +1 on a wedding invitation, or you might get an invitation to go double dating with someone, and you really want to have a partner, you really want to be someone's special someone. This is really difficult because it plays into another insecurity that a lot of single people have, and that is loneliness. When I was in college, I used to be afraid of doing things alone. So I would always try to find someone to do stuff with. It could be a friend, it could be a family member. But now that I am in my mid-20s, I am okay with doing things alone. But it's still difficult sometimes. So it is something that I thought I would mention on this list, but it is not the hardest thing. The next 3 things are the absolute most difficult parts of being single. Coming in at number 3, everyone getting married, engaged, falling into relationships, or having babies ahead of you. Now, in my experience, this did not start happening until after college, but it happened all at once. Tons of people I know started dating, and that made me feel really left out. After that, they got engaged and married, and now they're having babies. And some of these people are younger than me, and this caused me, in this particular season of my life, which was about 2 or 3 years ago, to feel behind in life. So it's really tough to go to wedding after wedding, or see a cute couple holding hands in public, or hearing about your friend going on the most amazing date, and you feel 2 feelings. I really care about my friends. So when I heard about my friends going on the most amazing dates, and my friends still go on the most amazing dates, because some of them are still together, some of them have broken up with their significant others, it causes two feelings in me. First, I'm very happy for my friends that they have found amazing, godly men to spend their lives with, their time with, and that man is giving them the attention that they deserve. It allows me to visualize what it might be like to be in a relationship. At the same time, however, I feel sadness that it's not my time yet and not my turn yet, and that I am not experiencing that. And that really comes with some grief. And underneath all of this is just innate loneliness that it hasn't happened for me yet. And not to throw a pity party, but it's hard, and I want to validate that feeling. That brings me to the second worst part of being single. The second worst part of being single, biological urges. So as a woman of 25 years old, I have innate desire to have children one day. But being single makes it even harder because our bodies naturally want to have children. We naturally want to be moms and wives and picture that relationship with someone, that intimacy, that, just self-sacrificial love. That is our desire. Even as a single person, I've often wondered what it's like to kiss someone, what it's like to hold someone's hand in an affectionate way, even picturing things like that, or what it's like to dance with someone. I'm not sure if I'm the only one who's felt this, but especially in the winter, I feel like I definitely struggle with wanting to feel like somebody values me and somebody sees me who I am. Now, there are other people who can value you in your life. It doesn't have to be a significant other, and I'm in no way discontent right now. But what I am saying is that it can be tricky to navigate the desire to be a wife, to want to be a wife and a mother, while at the same time being single and kind of wondering how God's plan is going to kind of play into that. Seeing friends getting married and not having a date to weddings is tough enough. Even wanting to be a mom is tough. But the number one hardest thing about singleness is yet to come. The number one hardest thing about being single is the unknown future. As a Christian, God never promises me a spouse. God never promises me a boyfriend. And that's hard. That's really hard. Because I don't know if I'm going to be single for the rest of my life. I hope I'm not single for the rest of my life, but that being a possibility is the hardest thing for me right now, honestly. I feel like if I knew the way it would turn out, then I could better prepare for the years to come. If I knew that I was going to be single for the rest of my life, then I would not want to date. I would not have the desire to date or prepare for a family by saving money or, reading different resources about parenting and things like that. That would be a waste of time. On the contrary, if I am going to be married one day and having children one day, then I want to prepare now, So that kind of unknown reality is really difficult. It's the hardest thing for me because I'm a planner. Everything in my life, from my grades to substitute teaching to even this YouTube channel, I'm planning, constantly planning. And when the plan does not go according to plan, that can be difficult. So to kind of close this video off, I don't want to pout. I don't want to come across as pouting or complaining about singleness. I'm just being real, especially with Valentine's Day around the corner, which is typically a romantic holiday. I wanted to be real with you guys about the hardest things about being single and encourage those of you who are single by relating to you. So to kind of close off, I want to read a verse from the Bible about being single to kind of turn this on its head. I have talked long enough about the hardest things about being single, but I'm going to tell you one good thing to kind of tease for my next video. So it's a verse. It actually comes from 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 32. I would like you to be free of concern. An unmarried man is concerned about the Lord's affairs, how he can please the Lord, but a married man is concerned about the affairs of the world, how he can please his wife. Now I know the pronouns are masculine, but they apply to women too. What this verse is basically saying is that if you are single, you can have a laser beam focus on the one who created you. And I think that that's really cool. So are you single? Have you been single? What are some of the hardest parts of being single? I know I didn't touch on everything here. This list is not exhaustive. Let me know below what you think about being single. And as always, keep an eye out for that next video. Next video is more hopeful. And as always, be sure to like and subscribe. Thank you and see you next time.